Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back. I didn't hit the wrong button on it, took myself off. Let's get it together, y'all. It is time to go over the latest episode of Survivor. Last night, I watched it today on my lunch break, but still a really good episode. I think I kind of like New Era Survivor. Like, it's people, I like this season because it's not based on color lines of the tribes. Like, people are really intermingling, making decisions that are best for them. Tribal council, it wasn't necessarily on fire, but it was definitely a blind side. Again, like, I'm enjoying season 47 so far. I still have a lot of favorites, a lot of people I'm rooting for. You know, I love my girl Rachel with her rice. I ain't never gonna get over that rice. Hey Eric, hey Dr. Ivy girl. And you know, I really like, I love me some Andy. Andy is my boy. I just got a sensitive spot for Andy. Like, I guess I get him. I don't feel like I was socially awkward. Maybe I was, because I wasn't as outgoing in my younger years as I am now in my older years. So I guess I kind of feel Andy a little bit. So Genevieve is my girl. Saul, I'm rooting for Saul. So like, I'm really into this season. Let's get right into the episode. Announcements first. I really don't have that many announcements. My schedule is kind of light this week. Next week is the turn up. This week is the chill. I'm chilling. Tonight we're going to get into the challenge, so don't worry. As soon as Survivor is off, I forgot to set up the redirect. I can do it while we're talking. But as soon as Survivor is off, we're going to get directly into the challenge. And then tomorrow night, I don't have anything, but over the weekend, we'll get into all of the reality shows, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Bell Collective, Real Housewives of Potomac. So that's the schedule right now. Wednesday nights, me and Ebby don't technically have a new show to review on Wednesdays, but whenever me and Ebby get it together, we will definitely let you all know. Hey, Naomi. Yes, I love Saul. I mean, Aisha, you know I love to root for everybody black. I love to root for everybody black. But Aisha, you had to go so Saul could excel, exceed, thrive, whatever word you want to say. But I kind of like Saul. And I feel like if Aisha would have stayed, we would have heard about Rob and his podcast a million times. No shade. I love Rob and Steven and their podcast, but we ain't have to hear about it on CBS the whole time. Anyway, let's get into the episode. I'm trying to set up the redirect, y'all. It's hard. I'm older. I don't want to say I'm old, but I'm older, and it's hard to do more than one thing at a time. Okay. I don't even know if it's going to let me, and the dog is outside barking. Oh, Jesus. I hope somebody let him in the house. Redirect, save. Okay, my attention is back focused to the review. Did it save? It's saved. Okay, so if you care about the challenge, you will be whooshed right into the next live. That's all set up. Okay, the episode opens up with Tiana. Oh, I feel bad I hate that Tiana didn't make the jury. You know, a little piece of me wish Sierra would have went home last week and Tiana could have made the jury, but that's last week. But Tiana went home. The Blue Tribe is all sad. Rachel was looking for the flint. She couldn't make fire. She had to wait for everybody to get back. When everybody gets back, they're all, they do what they do. I don't know if it was the next day or the same night. Saul did what I did not want him to do. I feel like it's going to bite him in the ass. I feel like Saul went to Rachel and was like, look, I like you and I had to save you. And he asked her, please don't tell anybody. It's going to hurt my game for $1 million. I need future Survivor contestants, all reality show future contestants. When it's $1 million on the line, 750, 500K, life-changing money for regular middle-class people, we don't give a damn what you're talking about. Don't tell nobody to ruin your game. It's always about me. We could be cool. We can be an alliance. We could work together, but it's never going to be to the point where I want you to have $1 million before I want me to have it. So anything you tell me will be used against you. So Saul, you should have kept that to yourself. I told you should have saved that for the final tribal council. If you got there and been like, well, the biggest move I made was saving Rachel, but now that you told Rachel, the blue team is upset that somebody sent that advantage over there. Rachel can snitch and use that. Rachel could be thinking, hey, Lemon Kush Pepper. Rachel could be thinking a couple of votes down the line, damn, Saul really does have this resume piece. Let me go ahead and cut him on out the game so he can't make it to tell everybody at the final tribal council. Like, so I just wish you would have kept that to yourself. I really do. You can't trust nobody in these games when it's $1 million on the line. You can't trust anybody ever. But what's done is done. Saul has told. Rachel and Saul hug. A new, somewhat alliance voting block is formed. I really think Rachel could spin off with the girls. Like, I think Rachel has more people she would care to work with before Saul, but she'll use Saul as a number. But we'll let it play out, and we're gonna let it see. We're gonna see how it plays out. But anyway, the next day, if I'm talking out of order, y'all know how I do because I don't take any notes. Let's just go ahead and get to the Survivor auction, and then we'll get to the rest of the things. My boy Andy, poor Andy. They find out it's Survivor auction day, and they get one of those messages where it ends with go, and you have to run off. I do like New School Survivor auction. I don't know what podcast I was listening to because I didn't listen to Rob and his podcast yet because I think they don't come out till tomorrow. I don't know who I was listening to, but somebody was, or maybe I was just looking at a tweet where people were saying they don't like the New School Survivor auction where it just incentivizes people to, if you have the most money, just buy what's next because you don't want to lose your vote. I like that. I like where they had to run out in the forest and find these little tubes of money. Each tube had a different amount. And based on how many tubes you found and the amounts, that's how much money you have for the Survivor auction. I love that part of it. I love the, as Sierra would say, the Easter egg hunt of it all. Poor Andy couldn't find a single tube. I mean, not just the one. When I tell you, in the camera production, y'all wrong. Somebody couldn't have sneezed and dropped and like, yo, right? Because Andy was literally, it could be a tube right here, and he'll be walking, and all he had to do was turn and be like, oh, but he just be walking, looking everywhere but here, just looking all over the world but here. And I'm like, Andy, please, this is hard to watch. This is hard to watch, Andy. Can you please find a little bit of change? Just a little bit. Can you get something? Can you get a little bit of money? Can you get $20? Something. He couldn't find a tube to save his life, and he had $0. But Jeff let Andy know, since you got $0, at least you have a vote. I mean, they can't take away your vote because you ain't going to end up having the most money. So we do the whole sticky name, hand in the bag, number plates, whatever Jeff was talking about. We enter the auction. I don't remember what everybody bought. The key things I remember is Saul and them potato chips because he was back there crunching. I remember Sue and Sam, Sierra, and her name is not Clarice, and I don't forgot her name already. Somebody in the chat to tell me that child name. They had to eat squiggly grubs. and whoever ate the grubs first got to eat the food. Immediately, I'm Sierra. Was it Sierra? Yeah, immediately I'm Sierra. Go ahead and run me my $200 back. I'm not eating one of them grubs at all. Sue tried to eat it, but it was coming back out her mouth, and I was utterly disgusted. Like, complete. I was, because I watched it on my lunch break. So of course I was eating my lunch watching Survivor, and I had to put my whole sandwich to the side. I said, not Sue spitting out grubs. And then of course Sam ate them both really quickly. Caroline got one of hers down. Lord, I ain't put my phone on do not disturb. Who is this bothering me? Let me put it on do not disturb right now. Okay. So another one I remember was my girl Rachel got her a burger, and she manifested the burger. She was like, I really ain't want to pick this up, Jeff, but I got a feeling it's a burger. And bam, it was a burger. And that burger looked good. And I usually don't like a lot of stuff on my burger, but that burger looked juicy. It looked good. The fries look a little bit cold, but it was a secret advantage in the fries. And Rachel, slid it out, put it in her bra, and she was good. And we'll talk about that later. I remember Caroline getting fish eyes. Oh, Gabe got a glass of water. Gabe spent all his money for a coconut full of water. I would have threw it at Jeff. Like, I wouldn't even wanted it. I would have left it right there. I wouldn't have ate the fish eyes. Okay, haha, Jeff, you got me fish eyes, but I'm not taking a bite. On my lunch break, really? You had to bite the fish eyes on my lunch break. Last, was it Sue? Somebody went last and they got peanut butter and chocolate. Oh yeah. Kyle got buffalo wings, and Sam is in the back. He trying to do his best. What's her name? Angela, like mine's. Angelina. He trying to be the best lawyer. Like, look, Jeff, oh boy, don't eat meat. So if it's meat under there, can we revert back to my $300 and I can have it? Yeah, Sierra got the margarita curse. I didn't know that until Twitter said it, because my memory ain't good enough to remember everybody who get to go home. But shout out to Twitter for keeping up with the stats. Kyle ate buffalo chicken wings, and he's a vegetarian now. He switched from being vegan to vegetarian for Survivor. I'm assuming that's so he can eat eggs. What else do vegetarians eat? And I guess so the food could be cooked. I don't know. I ain't none of it. So I don't know the rules of it all. But Kyle, I hope you ain't tear your stomach up. Because I know it's hard when you haven't eaten meat for them long years of time, and you first eat it, it can tear your stomach up. And maybe because it's chicken and it's not hard meat like a steak or a burger. But I would have ate them. Buffalo wings. So I'm not about to sit around here and eat some celery and some carrots and I'm starving. Yeah, me and them buffalo wings would have had a good time. And I don't even really like buffalo wings. But that was Sierra who got the peanut butter. See, Sierra, you should have gave some peanut butter to Andy. I thought it was not nice because she gave it to Sue. Or was it Caroline? Who cares? I done forgot. I ain't taking notes. All I noticed is that Andy didn't get to eat any peanut butter. And I also noticed that was the Survivor auction. I also noticed people don't respect Andy. And so I'm assuming that Andy that's in the camp with people 24/7 is not the Andy of the edit. Because I mean, yeah, he comes off a little bit socially awkward. Yeah, he could tend to talk a little bit too much about some nonsense. But they treat Andy like he the kindergartner, on the island. Like, I mean, he could stay because we gonna tell him what to do. He gonna vote for us either way, but he could stay. But we don't really like Andy. Like, I don't like how people be playing with my boy Andy, because Andy in the confessionals, and he could just be a loner. Some people just work very well by themselves. Because in those confessionals and even in some of his pregame interviews, his strategy is solid. His knowledge of the game is super fan level. And the way he thinks about the game, it could be a winner's edit. But I just don't think anybody's going to vote for him to win because I don't think people respect Andy. Like, even he picked up Saul. I think Saul respects Andy, but I don't think Genevieve respects Andy. Sam and Sierra laugh at him and tell people behind their back to vote for him. Like, put some respect on Andy. Put some respect on my boy's name. But he done flipped it on y'all ass. See, y'all going around telling people, go ahead and put a vote on Andy. If Rome can't go, Andy could go. See, that's what y'all asses get. And we gonna go ahead and get there. Because I've been telling y'all from that Breadwinners episode that Sierra made the wrong move. Oh, but wait, we ain't got the tribal council. That was just like the reward, the food. We ain't even got to the challenge yet. Okay, Angie, hold up on the strategy. There's a deleted scene where Saul, what? There's a deleted scene where Saul wore Rome's shirt just to rub at Rome. Did he? Look, I know. I'm the YouTuber that's giving the reviews on Survivor, but I wouldn't know Rome's shirt to know who had on what. Hey, Glenda girl, how y'all know this? And how could Saul fit Rome's shirt? Rome is so tiny. I don't know how y'all be catching that. I ain't catch it. Y'all like me just for my opinion. Y'all know I'm not. Ooh, that's Rome's shirt on. Y'all know I ain't doing that. But thank y'all for telling me. I would have never known that. Hey, DM Rocks. Andy is one of my favorites. I like Andy just like I like Banu last season. And I think Andy has more strategy than Banu, but they're probably both socially awkward. But anyway, let's get on to Rachel's advantage. I think Rachel had one of the hardest idols to capture this season. We've seen some other hard ones, but you gonna sew the idol into the bottom of the tarp that's laying on top of the shelter. To me, that's harder than just burying it. Like one season, somebody had to crawl under the shelter to get it, dig under. Like, I gotta get the machine. One, I have to make sure no one's up and walking around and can see me. Then it's not just digging in the dirt. I have to get a machete to cut through threads and materials and dig out an idol without people wondering what I'm doing with the machete and why I'm fooling with the tarp. How nobody got up and noticed what she was doing when she was pulling that idol out, a mystery to me. No one heard her chopping at the tarp, going like this with like, they were so engulfed in their conversation. It must have been a really good conversation, or she was really, really quick and she snatched it out, threw it down her bra. Bam, she had an idol. But shout out to my girl Rachel for getting an idol because I like Rachel. Rachel is one of my favorites. So I'm not mad that she has the advantage. I thought it was pretty cool to put the note of the advantage in the the French fries. That's pretty amazing. Like you gotta bid on this stuff because you just never know where an advantage is gonna be. And really, if you got all the money, you do best bidding on the first 5. Don't sit around waiting, rolling the dice with Jeff and his foolishness. Because I really like the auction because it's like gambling and you got to kind of gamble. I wonder if we're going one more round. We're going one more round. But I say if they're going to do the first 5, you do the best to spend all your money in the first 5 because those are the best items. And you guaranteed to probably get you a little advantage or something. But okay. Let's get over to the immunity challenge. Also, Tiana and Gabe, they going, oh, I don't follow them on Twitter. Oh, I gotta follow Tiana. Somebody put her Twitter handle out there, DM Rocks. They going at it on Twitter because Gabe said something about Hawaii and Tiana told what Gabe said about Hawaii. I ain't mad at it. Keep my state out your mouth. Keep it out. I ain't mad at it. Send me her Twitter thing so I can go see the Twitter beef because I got all the Twitter beef on the challenge people, but we gonna get into that next. Immunity challenge. What did they do? That's the good old twist and hold 25% of your pre-survivor body weight and hold it up there where they have to twist it. That it seems like that's a survivor staple. I enjoy it. The twist this season was the top male and the top female would be immune from tribal council or eviction or the vote off, whatever they call it on Survivor. I didn't forget. It was pretty good. A lot of people dropped early. Sam dropped first. We're gonna get into the question of the day. We gotta hurry up and get to tribal council because I got a few questions. Sam dropped. Let's just get to the winners. Sue and Kyle won immunity. And one thing I want to say, if I think about the past few individual immunity challenges, it's always between Sue and Kyle. And so I'm happy they let a female be a winner, like a female and a male winner, because I don't know, Sue probably could have beat Kyle at this because Kyle looked like he was getting ready to drop. Or no, she didn't, because I think it was between the men last. Or no, but Sue dropped because Rachel dropped. Or was it Rachel? I ain't taking no notes. But anyway, it's always between Sue and Kyle. And people can say whatever they want to say about Sue's age. From pregame of Survivor, I noticed how stacked Sue was. She seems like she's in the gym, getting her gains, as the muscle people call it. Maybe CrossFit. I don't know what she does, but Sue seems like she's very forget how old she is, because we'll never know until she show us her birth certificate or driver's license or something. We ain't gonna never know the truth. I just know it ain't 42 or 45. I know it ain't got a 4 in it. I know that much. But whatever the age, to me, Sue is the most fit female out there. Always has been. Always has been. She's always been strong to me. But Kyle won his third individual immunity. Now, yes, Sue's body is amazing. Like, say whatever you want to say about her, lying about her age, but she's always been the most fit female out there for me. This target on Kyle. To be fair, I don't think the Blue Tribe knew how much the Red Tribe wanted to turn on Yellow. And maybe if he would have known how much he wasn't in danger, maybe he could have let that slide to somebody else. But I feel like go ahead and you got to always win it. Because who was he up against? It wasn't Gabe. He was up against Saul. Was it Saul? Was it Saul? No, he was up against my boy Andy, and I really want to end. Andy. I feel like Andy needed that to be like, bitch. Like, I feel like as soon as Andy gets that necklace around his neck, he really gonna talk his good mess. His good mess. And I need Andy to be that free. But anyway, Kyle won the third one, so it's clear that whenever Kyle doesn't win, he's going home. But question for the chat, question for the rewatch gang in the comment section. If, let's hypothetical, is it that serious to get out Kyle because he's winning all these individual immunities? Does that necessarily equate to a winning Survivor game? Like, when you think about Kyle in the strategy of it all, he's being told what to do. He doesn't lead conversations on who should be voted in or out. He's a super nice guy. he he wanted Gabe out last week and he flipped it to do what Gabe wanted to. So like Kyle, to me, when you think about outwit, outlast, outplay, he might have the social. But this season, just based on how people are talking, they are going to highly, I think, vote based on strategy. So should they care if Kyle was in the game winning up all the individual immunities? I let Kyle have them and let him keep voting with me because he's not driving anything. Right. Kyle is not an automatic winner because he has 3 individual immunities. I don't even think people want Kyle gone first. I think they want Gabe gone, then Kyle, because they see Gabe as a shot caller for the Blue Tribe. I don't know, but that target is getting big, Kyle, but I let him live. I let Kyle, let him win a couple more. Who cares? But if you feel like you're in danger, you need that person out so you could try to win a couple. I don't know. But up next, they're back at the camp, and what seemed like an easy vote turned it into a hard vote. It seemed like yellow and red were like this. We're besties now. We saved Rachel last week. Let's just take blue. We just getting all the blue people out, and then we gonna play together. Now I understand if you're on the red team, why that's not a good idea. Because you can get out all the blue people, and now you got 4 yellows and 3 reds. Now the yellows getting ready to take y'all out. So I understand why Genevieve is a little bit hesitant with Sierra and Sam just want to knock out blue. Should they have knocked out one more blue person before they went after yellow? Who knows? I can see Teeny going to... Wait, I got to read this. Because I want to go back to what I said since the Breadwinners episode. I can see Teeny is going to get tired of being told what to do, and she might turn on Genevieve. Genevieve and Teeny have never even been in an alliance. Like, if it wasn't for Rome, they would have been got rid of Teeny. So remember, they blindsided Teeny with Keyshawn. Like, Genevieve and Teeny have never really been on the same page. So yeah. But is Genevieve going to have more friends than Teeny? Because Genevieve has Saul. Genevieve has Andy. I think Teeny is more in with Caroline and Sue-Ann. I think. Because I think Teeny wanted to do the all girls, but then Sue-Ann and Caroline is still riding for Gabe. So I don't know. Teeny ass can go home next. For me, I don't care. Back to the breadwinners of it all. Back when they got rid of Annika, and remember, it was breadwinners versus Andy and Sam in the shot in the dark. And we all know, does Sierra still have? Well, if she had it, I mean, she done took your shot in the dark home, Andy. I hope you got it back from her. I don't know. But anyway, back when it was time to vote out Annika versus, I guess, Andy, I always said Sierra should have stuck with the breadwinners because you all have so much information from the other tribes. Not one, but 2 times people have went up that mountain for advantages or whatever, and everyone comes back and says, we think Sam and Sierra are a couple. We think they go together. Hell, I said it from the TV screens at home. I said it from the TV screen. I said they look like they might got a little chemistry. They might want to date. And then later we found out they both were engaged or dating to other people at home. But it's still the optics. And when you're on this island and you're in this bubble, the optics say Sam and Sierra are such a tight duo that they look like a couple, even though they ain't no flirting, no fooling around, none of that. The optics say it's unbreakable. So when you had it in, and Ciara, you knew this. You had it in with the breadwinners. You're in with Rachel. You're in with Annika. Yeah, Annika was getting on Sam's nerve, but if you would have voted Sam out, who cares? Who cares? And I feel like if you would have voted Sam out, pre-merge, pre-merge, whatever you want to call it, people wouldn't have seen you as such a threat with Sam. They would have been like, okay, well, the girls are working together. But hell, they might have went after Annika before you. Hell, they already was looking at Rachel. So I feel like if you would have got rid of Sam and stuck with the girls on yellow, you might still be here, Ciara, because you wouldn't have been coming in as an unbreakable duo. And then you was talking shit about my boy Andy, talking about, oh, I forgot Andy was even on the beach. Andy ain't forget your ass was on the beach. Andy ain't forget how to write your name down on a piece of parchment. Look, you gotta remember to treat everyone kindly. No matter what you think about Andy, check in on the boy gave you, the man. He's not a boy, he's a man. That man gave you his shot in the dark. And y'all still treat him like he should just be happy we let him be here. Like he can go home whenever. I don't like how they do Andy like that. And Andy took a stance and was like, look, I'm nobody's puppet. And Sue-Ann, Caroline, I can't wait for y'all to have that moment on Gabe's ass. I'm nobody's puppet. Who you want to get out first, Sam or Ciara? Because I really don't care. That's how Andy was. Andy was chuckling, grinning, hee ha hawing. He couldn't contain the joy on his face when Jeff was reading them votes and they was all for Sam and Ciara. Now, who was the third person in it? Oh, it could have been Rachel. I thought it could have been Rachel. What is Genevieve's heart on for Rachel? Genevieve, girl, I like both of y'all. I want y'all to work together. Genevieve was really, really pushing Rachel. And I think the consensus of everyone in that vote was, we can get Rachel anytime. This is an unbreakable duo that looks like a couple. One of them has to go first. Now, question to the chat, question to the rewatch game. While we put Gabe out here, Gabe's name was out there. Somebody did want Gabe. I think at this point, they wanted somebody from yellow more than they wanted somebody from blue. Genevieve, Teeny. That's why the red team ain't got no that's why y'all got 3 people. Y'all weren't, I think y'all should have took another shot at blue. Oh, somebody did vote for Gabe. Okay, I thought it was somebody. I think I understand the unbreakable duo of Sam and Ciara, and you don't want them to get too strong. But Gabe, I guess in Gabe's mind, he's running the blue tribe. Blue says whatever he want to do, that's what the blue tribe does. I think he has Sue-Ann. But Caroline, Gabe doesn't have that mental control over Caroline. And what Gabe doesn't understand is Sue-Ann will break off with Caroline before she break off with you. So I get it. They can go after Gabe next week. Kyle, both of them can't get immunity. So one of them gonna go home. But what scared me is the edit. Because editors, I'm gonna give y'all a hand clap this season, because every tribal council, I really never know who's going home. I never know who's going home. I'm always like, because I really thought it was Rachel. And I was like, well, at least my girl got an idol. She's sitting up at tribal council. She got her good listening ears on, and she doesn't like what she's hearing. So I knew Rachel was getting ready to pull that idol up out of her damn book bag. But Rachel pulled that damn shot in the dark. And I was in the middle of my lunch break, but I was ready. I was working from home, so I could have cursed out the TV, but I was ready to cuss. I was ready to say curse words. I was like, Rachel, don't you know if you pull that shot in the dark out, you going home? Don't nobody get safety on that damn shot in the dark. Whenever you think you gotta use, I'd rather you use your vote than the shot in the dark, because at least you might hit it right with a vote. That shot in the dark, you never get safety. It's always not safe and you going home. And I was getting ready to cuss because I was like, Rachel, if you go home with this idol in your book bag because you chose to play that shot in the dark, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. But Rachel didn't get any votes. It was a tie between Sierra, Sam. Then Jeff pulled some old Survivor rules out of his back pocket. Look, Sam lost his vote, so Sierra can still vote, but she can only vote for Sam. But everybody else can vote between Rachel and Sam. But between y'all know who I'm talking about. But then Rachel can't vote either because she played her shot in the dark. I was so confused. I was like, Jeff, just let everybody vote for Rachel. I mean, Sierra and Sam, because all this, you can't vote and you can't. I was like, okay, just run up the votes. Run them up, Jeff. I ain't got time for your Survivor rule book. But anyway, everybody ended up voting for Sierra, and Andy was laughing at her ass as she was hugging Jeff, and I was like, oh, I'm laughing at her ass too, Andy. Now, my last question for the night: why Sierra over Sam? I did want to bring up another point. We'll get to that next because I want to also bring up a tweet I saw about why they feel Rachel played her shot in the dark. But in the chat, if you want to answer real quick, why Sierra over Sam? Was it that Sierra had over $1,000 at the auction? It was like Sierra might be really good because Sierra found like 20 tubes and Sam found 2. I thought the ladies wanted to work together and it would have been smarter to get another man out. I agree, Eric. Sam should have gone first. I don't know why it was Sierra over Sam. I would love to see, because the way the edit shook out, it kind of, to me, it felt like Rachel. So I never really saw people really campaigning for Sierra over Sam. It really seemed like it was Rachel, Gabe, or maybe Sam. I don't know. I wish the editors would have shown more than that, but whatever. Now back to this tweet, and then we're going to wrap it up so I can get into the challenge. I saw this tweet where it said, Rachel played her shot in the dark to throw off the scent of the idol. Where it just doesn't make sense. Now, the only way this would make sense for me, Saul threw a hint at Rachel. Look, I think the votes might go your way. Play your shot in the dark. And Rachel plays her shot in the dark over the idol. But it wouldn't make sense because if Saul tipped her off to the point to say, play your shot in the dark, if I feel like I'm going home, I'm playing my idol, forget that shot in the dark. I just don't, that's what the tweet was saying. She was trying to throw people off from having an idol by saying, I've already played my shot in the dark, so I don't have that anymore. And clearly I don't have an idol because if I had an idol, I would have played that. So I think people are, I can't wait for Rachel to have an exit interview. I hope you win, though, girl. I hope it's at the end of the game. I really would like to know why. It just doesn't make sense to me. Unless she got intel from Saul saying people got your name in their mouth, but then she gathered up intel from other people saying it's really going to be Sierra or Sam. Who did Rachel? Rachel didn't vote. Rachel didn't vote. Because someone did ask Rachel on Twitter, did she play her shot in the dark so she wouldn't have to vote for Sierra or Sam because she knew where the votes were coming? And I feel like Rachel shouldn't give a damn about Sierra or Sam. They were the ones who threw her out there by voting out Annika. And Rachel did in the comments say no, she didn't know where the votes were going. Rachel, you're doing some good gambling. You're doing some good gambling, Rachel, if you played that shot in the dark, hoping you got a safety when you might. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I would love to hear her strategy behind it, because to me, if I'm scared and I think some people might be voting for me, I don't give a damn about that shot in the dark. Matter of fact, if I ever get on Survivor, which I'm never gonna get on there because I ain't sleeping out in the forest. But if I ever was to be on Survivor, don't even give me the shot in the dark, because I ain't never playing it. I'm never playing it. If I'm to the point where I feel like I need to use that shot in the dark, go ahead and snuff me out, Jeff, because I just don't trust that shot in the dark for nothing in the world. The shot in the dark to me is equal to that damn margarita curse y'all talking about. Ain't nobody ever hit on that shot in the dark. I know a couple of people got it, but I feel like production got tired of hearing me talk about it, and they just went ahead and gave it to Caleb and Emily, or whoever else got it. Was it Emily? I didn't forget. But anyway, y'all, that's all I have to say about Survivor. Next week, Sam is pissed, and he said he ready to have chaos. But Sam, let me tell you something. I don't care who you get out, but you better leave Andy and Saul alone. Anybody else, you can have all the chaos you want to have, but don't come around fooling with Andy or Saul, because it could be you next. Matter of fact, it can go ahead and be Sam next. I don't care. Yeah, it can go ahead and be him next. But anyway, I can't wait to see what kind of chaos Sam revs up next week. Will the reviews be on time next week? I need to look at my schedule, because I know I have something to do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night next week. Yes. So I feel like the reviews will still be on Thursday if I remember to watch the show on time. But next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will be not out of town, but just in the streets. I got stuff to do. So it won't be any lives next weekend. But we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it done this weekend. Don't worry about it. Sam wants Andy's head. Look, you should have put some respect on Andy's head, and you wouldn't want to try to chop it off. Look, I ain't mad at Andy for getting his lick back. You told people to vote for me. I told people to vote for you. And see, Andy need a friend like me on the beach, because see, Andy give me Sam gonna come talking to him any kind of way, and he's so socially awkward, he just gonna take it and go cry in the forest to somebody like Teeny or Genevieve. He need a friend like me that's gonna check Sam on his behalf. You better keep it respectful, Sam. That's all I know. But I'm about to get off of here because the challenge was really, really good. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about the challenge. I know I'm gonna probably start it 15 minutes early, but I need to knock these out because I live out here in this small town, and DoorDash restaurants out here close early, and I got a DoorDash because I ain't going back outside. One, I done put my car in the shop, and two, it's dark and rainy. I don't feel I'm about to DoorDash something, so I don't want to be on live all night. But y'all don't care nothing about that. Anyway, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new. Please share the content. I appreciate everyone who does. And I'm about to get off of here, get into the challenge, and I will holler at y'all next Thursday for the next episode of Survivor. Be safe, y'all. Bye.